Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Carmen and this is Carmen's Place, where we get together to talk about all things luxury beauty, luxury skincare, and graceful aging. I am 65 years old and I have been a skincare and makeup aficionado for a very long time, and I love talking about all things makeup, skincare, and getting the most we can for our money. We're going to be talking about foundation today, and I have a couple of foundations that we're going to do a comparison. They're sort of similar, so I thought it would be fun to do a comparison of the two. They're both matte foundations, so I'd say pretty much full, medium to full coverage, and the two foundations are going to be the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation from Hourglass, which I did review before. In my other review, I still hadn't decided which shade I was going to purchase. I showed you shade 10.5, I showed shade 11, and I showed shade 12. I wound up choosing shade 12, so that's what I wound up purchasing. And then the other one, which I thought was pretty similar, is the Parure Gold Skin Matte Foundation, and this is in their shade 4W. I think it's exclusive to Selfridges, so it is available on the Selfridges website. I purchased an annual shipping deal that they have. It's $55 and it's 12 months of shipping. So all the shipping is free after you pay the $55, which is really a good deal. I'm going to take advantage of it during the holidays and get some things for gifts, and kind of fun to get things that you can't find here in the States. And actually, now that the pound is tanking, it winds up being cheaper. You can wind up getting some deals right now with the dollar versus the pound. We're going to start with the Guerlain Palette Gold Skin Foundation. I like about this foundation that it comes out in just little tiny dots, and you don't need a whole lot of it. So I like that it doesn't squirt out a whole lot. It's pretty precise. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. I don't know what that is. This just popped up like moments ago. I don't know if something bit me. I don't know where that came from, but we'll get to see if this covers it up. As I'm putting this on, I'm going to read you a little bit from the Selfridges website. It says that Guerlain's Pure Gold Skin Foundation, with its nourishing and lightweight texture, bathes your face in a rejuvenating light. It says it's enriched with a hint, I'm sure it's a very little hint with the price of gold, but it has a hint of pure 24-karat gold blended with white peony extracts. The formula delivers a bucket load of radiance to the skin by naturally smoothing and illuminating the complexion. It's available in 14 shades, which is not a whole lot. The full coverage foundation is here to diminish the signs of time and fatigue. We need that, while offering a hydrated and supple finish. Okay, fine. It does have a fragrance. It's not too strong. I do find that it dries down pretty quickly. So whatever blending you intend to do, you need to do it pretty quickly because it sets on your face. I mean, it's nice that it sets. Again, it says it's got 24-hour lasting power, but it is not very forgiving when it comes to blending. So I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite smoothing face brush by Bare Minerals. I think you guys can see the shade match is pretty good. It's a little warm, little teeny bit on the yellow side, but I think overall pretty good. If you are not into full coverage foundation and you want a foundation that feels light as air, like you're not wearing anything, this is not the foundation for you. It feels like you're wearing foundation. Not necessarily bad, but it's definitely noticeable that you have on foundation, but I think the results are worth it. Okay, be back in a moment. I am back. I have again my Guerlain Palette Gold Skin Matte Foundation. I have put on some concealer. I used my Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer. I've done a little bit of shading. I have not done any highlighting, and I think that's it. Now I'm going to show off a couple of other products. This is my Gucci blush that I love. So I'm going to use my Jumbo Worker. It's a little small, but let's give it a shot. I was a little bit skeptical about this Gucci blush because it is so damn expensive. $49 for this cute little blush. But I think that it does a great job. I love the color. I love the color payoff. It's enough color to show up easily, but you don't have to work very hard to blend it. And I like that it goes on really smoothly and it leaves just a nice finish, and I think does some blurring also. I think the shades are really light. This is the darkest shade. This is Warm Berry, shade 6. I'm still happy with the way the foundation is setting. I'm able to layer on the concealer and the blush, and I think it still looks good. And so I'm just going to do a really quick eye look for you. I am deciding on some new eye palettes, but in the meantime, we're going to go with my McGrath Mothership 7 palette, which I've used a few times. I'm not going to do anything too super crazy fancy. I'm just going to go in with a couple of shades. I'm going to use this one, and I think I'm going to use this one for the inner corner, and I might use a little bit of this one too. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm just going to use this one to dust our whole eyelid. Okay. I like this as a fun basic. It's not too crazy shiny. It's not a matte, but it's just a sort of a satiny shimmer. So this is a nice everyday basic but not basic color. And I'm just going to go in with this one. Here we go. Into the outer V. I like these shadows. They're so easy to work with. And even McGrath works with her fingers. I'm going to use my Rephr number 2 to just go under the eye with this gray shade. This is a great neutral shade. I don't think I've used this one that much. This is so pretty. I love this palette. I'm going to go in with a little inner corner here with this one. For my last couple of steps, I'm going to do a highlighter and my lipstick. And this highlighter, I don't know if you would recognize this, but this is from the Bridgerton palette, which I have another video which I'm going to tag up here if you didn't see it, where I depotted the palette, and I have repurposed. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, but I thought it's awfully cute, and so I now use it to store samples. And I've repackaged the blushes and the highlighter, and so I'm going to use this highlighter. This is my new YSL lipstick. It's called the Bold, and it's supposed to be relatively long-lasting, high-impact lipstick. There we go. All right, well, that is my look for today. We are going to do this same look, but we're going to use the Ambient Foundation. Probably won't go into quite as much detail on this one, but we're going to come back. We're going to wash our face. We're going to come back and we're going to do a comparison so you can kind of see which one you like. And if you want to get this one from Selfridges, I washed my face. And now we are going to do basically the same look with the Hourglass Foundation. Again, this is in shade 12. I will read you some of the highlights of this. Blurs imperfections, minimizes the look of pores, fine lines and wrinkles, 16-hour wear, natural soft glow finish. I would call this a soft matte finish myself. Transfer resistant, resistant to humidity and sweat, blue light protection, non-acnogenic, non-comedogenic, and vegan and cruelty-free. And it says it has light diffusing pigments that deliver a soft focus, a natural soft focus finish. And it has blurring spheres that minimize the look of imperfections. And it has antioxidants, and it's infused with white tea extract and vitamin E. You can see this side definitely is blurring. Definitely does a good job with the pores. Now we're going to do the other side. So I think this is more yellow leaning compared to my neck, but we're going to blend it. And I think once it blends in, it looks good. I'm going to blend a little bit more off camera and I'll be right back. This is definitely more yellow leaning than the Guerlain. It is more neutral, even though it's considered warm. I think it's a little more neutral. I'm going to go put the same makeup on that I had with the Guerlain, and you can compare them with basically the same look. Okay, and at the end of this, I'm going to do a side-by-side shot so you can see how they look side by side. Okay, be back. This is my final look. I used the same blush, the Gucci blush, the Pat McGrath eyeshadow, my Yves Saint Laurent lipstick, eyebrows, pretty much done the same. And so, to give you my final thoughts on the Hourglass versus the Guerlain, I think that the pluses on the Hourglass is that it covers my pores a little bit more, and I feel like it's a little bit more natural looking and natural feeling, and it doesn't have a fragrance, so that I like. In terms of the Guerlain, I think the Guerlain is a better shade match, and I think that Guerlain plays a little bit better with other makeup. I felt like once the Guerlain was set, I could put on my blush, I could put on my contour and everything else, and everything just laid down really nicely. It felt like it was a little more work to get everything to lay down with the Hourglass. And the downside of the Guerlain is obviously that it is only at Selfridges. So if you live in England, then that's not a problem. If you live here in the States or other parts of the world, I don't know how easy it will be to get a hold of that. The price points aren't too far apart for the two of them. I am keeping them both. I will be using them both. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, ring the bell for future content, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. Bye.